In this video session, I am explaining about few concepts from J2EE and JDBC from Model 5 subject Advanced Java and J2EE. Topic cover in this session are transaction, metadata, data types, SQL exception method, import JDBC packages. Here we are discussing about transaction. The transaction is nothing but it is a set of actions carried out as a single or atomic action. Either all of the actions are carried out or none of them are carried out. The transaction is said to be successfully completed if and only if all the tasks have been executed successfully. If one of the tasks has been failed, then entire transaction is failed. We cannot say the transaction has been completed successful. If one of SQL is failed, the SQL statement that is executed successfully up to that point in the transaction must be rolled back. Means it says that if the 4 queries are there, out of 4 queries, 3 queries are executed. If one of the query has been failed, then we should not start from beginning. Wherever the query has been failed, from there the execution should start again. Let us take one case study. I am designing one e-commerce web application. It consists of login page and searching the product and adding the details and making the transaction or buying the product. These are the 4 different tasks. To do this task, we will write 4 different query. One query for login verification, validation. Second query is used to search the product. Third query is used to add the details of the user. Fourth query to make a transaction. If all the 4 queries are executed successfully, then I will say that my transaction is completed. Assume if only 3 queries are executed up to adding the details. When I am trying to execute the 4th query, that is about transaction, making the payment, if that query has been failed out, we should not come back from the beginning login page to the till transaction page where exactly the query has been failed. From there onwards to start execution. That is what it says transaction. If all the queries are going to be executed successfully, then I will say that my transaction has been completed successful. If one of the tasks has been failed, then transaction should the execution should be start from the failed query by making use of an roll back. In order to achieve the transaction concept, we are making use of different methods of transaction processing. The first one is set auto comment, second set save point, release save point, comment method and rollback method. These are the 4 different methods which are being used for making the transaction web application. What the set auto comment says? The set auto comment is a method which takes the parameter as false initially. Initially the boolean value will be the false to the set auto comment method. Once all the transaction has been completed, as soon as we invoke the comment method, the set auto comment method has set to be true. It means the set auto comment is a method it should be written before executing all the queries. Initial value for the set auto comment is false. Once all the queries are executed, then I need to make use of a comment method. As soon as the comment method has been invoked, okay, the value of set auto comment has been turned to the true. This is how set auto comments have been used. Next, set save point. Set the save point to the SQL statement. Now set save point and release save point can be in use whenever we are going to feel the importance of the query. In that case, we will make use of a set save point and release save point. Or here I am executing the 4 tasks. Means before executing the query, before writing the query, I will make use of set save point and pass as a string as a label. Once all the 4 queries have been written out, then I will make as a release save point and pass as a same label what have been assigned to the set save point. The release save point says it releases this save point accessing to the SQL statement if and only if all the SQL statements are executed successfully. As the method says that the release save point should be written after all the SQL query. The save point should be written before the SQL query. It means that after the set auto comment, set save point, then SQL query, then release save point, then comment method. This is an order of making use of different method of transaction processing. The comment method. Once all the SQL statements are executed successfully, then the value of the set auto comment has been turned as true. Then there is no need of making use of rollback. It means the transaction has been successfully completed. The rollback method. If one of the SQL statement is failed, then the rollback method is invoked and control goes back to the fail SQL statement for further execution. As I told, there are 4 SQL statements are there. Now 3 queries have been executed and 1 query has been failed out. So if the query has been failed, then the rollback with the help of a rollback method, the control should be transferred back to the failover query. So rollback method should be always written within the try. They always written within the catch a method. This is about set auto comment method. The set auto comment method has been written before executing all the queries, then set save point, then followed by SQL statement, then followed by release save point, then followed by comment method. These 4 methods should be written within a try block where exactly we are performing an operation. Then the rollback should be written within an catch a method. Let us take a simple example of making use of a transaction program. Making use of transaction method. Here there are 2 queries have been written. The one query is used to retrieve the particular student information. The another query has been used to retrieve all the employee information. 2 queries have been written out. Now need to make use of all the transaction method. So first we have loaded the driver by making use of a for name method, and then we established a connection. Okay, here we have made use of a Microsoft Access database. Then we have created the statement. Now before executing the query, I need to make use of all my methods of transaction process. So I told you the set auto comment is a method which was initially set as in false. The value of the set auto comment method has been turned true if and only if all the queries have been executed successfully and as soon as the comment method has been invoked. So initially set auto comment has been written out. Now next we are making use of a set save point and assign the label as CSP. Now within that, what are the queries are going to be executed? All those queries are going to be get saved. So here one query I am executing, retrieving the name of the employee where the USN where the employee ID is 2. So another query is I am retrieving then all the employee details. These 2 queries are there. Now assume that now this query has been executed successfully and this query is not executed, it has been failed. Okay, then control from here it will be transferred to the my catch a method. Now catch method is going to handle the exception and here we are going to call the rollback. When I call the rollback, the control from here it will be transferred back to where exactly the query has been failed out. So the execution should be start from the failure of the query. That is the use of rollback method. Now assume another case study. Now first query has been executed successful and second query is also executed successful. Now I am going to release this save point. It means the my both tasks has been completed successful. So I am releasing this save point and making this save. Then as soon as I invoke the comment method, the initial value of the set auto comment was false. Now it is turned to be true. This is how we are making use of transaction concept of all the methods. Here we are discussing about metadata. What is the metadata? The metadata is a data about the other data. The J2EE component can access metadata by using either database metadata interface or the result set metadata interface. Let us see the database metadata interface says which is used to retrieve information about the database, whereas the result set metadata interface is used to retrieve the information about the tables. In detail we will see how the database metadata will be used. The database metadata interface is used to retrieve information about the database, table, column, index, among other information about the DBMS. Apart from this, we can also retrieve the information as the URL of the database, the username assigned to the database, the product name of the database, the schema of the database, and what are the tables available in the database. The J2EE components retrieves the metadata about the database by making use of the get metadata method. The get metadata is a method which is used to retrieve information about the database. The get metadata method is belonging to an interface called connection interface. With the help of an connection interface object, I am calling the get metadata method. The return value of get metadata method is assigned to the database metadata object. With the help of a database metadata object, I can retrieve all the information about the database and its components. The most commonly used the database metadata interface method are as follows. First method is get database product name. The get database product name is a method which is used to return the product name of the database. Get username. The get username is a method which is used to return the username of the database. When we creating the database, we may give username and password. Now I want to retrieve what the username I have given to the database. In that case, I will make use of an get username. Get URL is a method which is going to return the URL of the database, where exactly the database has been located. That URL is going to be written. The get schema method. The get schema is a method. It is going to return all schema of the database which are available. Get primary keys. The get primary keys is a method which is going to return primary key available in the database. Means what are the primary keys are available, it is going to return the primary keys. Get table. The get table is a method which is going to return all the table names which are available in the database. These are the different methods which are belonging to the database metadata interface. With the help of a database metadata interface object, I can invoke this method depending upon the requirement. Let us see a simple example of making a database metadata. Here we have established, we have loaded the driver by making use of an for name method, and I am establishing a connection to the database. My database name is CSP. Now I want to retrieve the information about the database as called CSP. So once we have established a connection to the database, okay, then there is no need of making use of this two statement, because I am rating I want to retrieve the information about database. So these two are not required. So next line, directly I am going to make use of a database metadata object. Now I want to retrieve all the information which are available to my database. For that, I will make use of a method called get metadata. The get metadata is a method which is going to retrieve the information about the database, that is CSP. So get metadata method belonging to an interface called as a connection interface. So with the help of a connection interface object, I am invoking the get metadata method. The return value of get metadata method is assigned to the database metadata interface. Now I want to retrieve the username assigned to this database while creating the database. So in order to retrieve the name of the username assigned to the database, we will make use of a method called get username. The get username is a method which is used to retrieve the username assigned to the database. So this is a method belonging to the interface called as a database metadata. So with the help of an object, I am invoking the method. Assume I have created the database and username is called as an CEC and password is called as an CEC. But I want to see the username of database. So then when I execute get username, then I will get a result as CEC. Okay, this is my username assigned to the database. Next, I want to get what are the tables are available in this driver. Assume the tables which are available in this database are table 1, say student table is available in this database, and another table is employee table. Employee table is there. One more table is called as an marks table. Okay, these are the 5 different tables which are available in this database. Now I want to see what are the tables which are available in the particular database. For that, we'll make use of a method called get tables. The get tables is a method which is going to return all the tables which are available in the database CSP. The tables are student table, employee table, and marks table. This should be my result. And get URL. The get URL is a method which is going to return the URL path where exactly the database is available. Okay, this is an URL path of the database. Similarly, I can make use of different methods of database metadata interface. This is a simple program to retrieve the data from the another data by making use of database metadata. So next way of accessing the metadata is the result set metadata interface. The result set metadata is an interface which is used to retrieve information about the table. So in order to retrieve information about the table, we'll make use of a method called get metadata method. The get metadata is a method which is used to retrieve information about the table. And the get metadata is a method belonging to the result set interface. With the help of a result set interface object, I am going to call the get metadata. And the return value of get metadata is assigned to the result set metadata interface. The result set metadata interface contains the information about the table such as number of columns, column name, and what are the different column types assigned to the particular table. There are different methods which are being used in a result set metadata interface are get column count. The get column count is a method which is used to return the number of columns available in the table. The get column name and takes a one argument as an integer value. The get column name is a method which is going to return the column name specified by the column number. If I specified the column number as in 1, okay, now the get column name of attribute 1 is going to return it. The get column type. The get column type is a method which is going to return the type of the column specified by the column number. Assume that I have one table which consists of 2 attributes. One is a USN, another is a name. Okay, USN and name, and the table name is called student table. So I want to retrieve information about this table. So for that I am making use of a result set metadata. So I told that get column count method. Get column count is a method which is going to return number of columns available in the table. Now table is student table. Now number of columns available in this table are 2. It is give 2 columns are available in the particular table called student. I want to see what are the column names are available in this table. So column 1 and this is column 2. So I will make use of and get column name. I will pass index as an 1. Then this is a method is going to return the column name specified as an column number to the argument. Here I given as an 1 that to this particular table. The 1 is an USN. So the first attribute is USN. Once I got name of the attribute, then I want to retrieve what is the type of the attribute. In order to retrieve the type of the attribute, then I will make use of an get column type. I will pass as an index 1. Then it is going to retrieve the type of the attribute. The type of the attribute is var. Once I got the information about the table, then with the help of those information I can insert the value instead of going to see the table structure again and again. These are the different methods which are belonging to the result set metadata interface. Okay, this is a simple example for working of result set metadata. So here working with an employee table, let us have an employee table which is consists of 2 attributes. The first attribute is the employee ID and the second attribute is the employee name. These are the 2 attributes which are available in the table called employee table. So I want to retrieve information about this table. For that we'll make use of a result set metadata. So first we are loading the driver by making use of an for name method. Then we are establishing the connection to the database. Then we are going to creating the statement. Then we are executing the query. Because your result set metadata is used to retrieve the information about the table. So I want to retrieve the information about the table means I need to execute the query. And the result value will be assigned to the result set interface. Now I want to retrieve the information which are available in this table. For that I will make use of a get metadata method. So get metadata is a method which is used to retrieve the information of the table, that is employee, and this is a method belonging to the result set interface. With the help of a result set interface I am invoking the method, and the return value will be assigned to the result set metadata. Now object D is pointing to the particular table called employee. Now I want to retrieve the column name of first index. What are the columns are available? For that I will make use of a get column name. I will specify the index of the column. The index of the column given as 1. So I will get as an employee ID as an first attribute. Then I will make use of an I want to retrieve the name number of column available in this table. So for that I will make use of a method called get column count. The get column count is a method which is going to return number of the columns available in this table. There are 2 columns are available. Then I will retrieve the what is the type assigned to what is, and then next I will retrieve what is the type assigned to the first column attribute or all the attribute types. So for that we'll make use of a method called get column type and specify the index as 1. So the index of the 1 is an employee ID. It is of varchar. So the method is going to return varchar as attribute. This is a simple program of result set. Better always you have to write first method as get column count. Once the column count is got, then we'll make use, depending upon the column count, I can make use of an get column name and get column type. Laterwards I can make then inserting the values to the particular table rather than checking the table structure again and again. This is a simple example. So different data types which are available in the JDBC are: the JDBC driver convert the Java data type to the appropriate JDBC type before sending it to the database. It uses default mapping for most data type. The following table summarize the default JDBC data type that have the Java data type is converted to when we are making use of an setx method as well as getx method. So these are then SQL data types, and these are the equivalent JDBC of Java data type. Suppose I have created the table which is having then USN, it is of type varchar, and having an mobile number, then I will make as a numeric. This is a phone number. The 2 attributes are there in a table. So I created the table with one is USN of type varchar and another is phone number of type numeric. Now I want to insert the value. When you want to insert the value by making use of a setx, and its equivalent method is string in a Java. So this X can be replaced within its appropriate attribute type. So if it is an varchar is there, then I will make it a string, replacing then X with a string. And if it is a numeric is there, then I will replace it in big decimal. Okay, for char it is a string, for long varchar it is a string equivalent, for bit boolean value is there, for small short value is there, integer int value is there, big int long equivalent Java type, real float equivalent data type, float equivalent data type, double equivalent data type. And similarly the other data types belonging to the SQL and its equivalent Java type. Depending upon the attribute types, we are going to converting that to Java data types when you go into performing the operation with setx method as well as getx method. There are different SQL exception methods are there. When we are executing the SQL, depending upon the type of the query, the SQL method exception is going to be generated. So let us see, an SQL exception can occur both in driver as well as database. Suppose I am loading the driver, if the driver was not located, then I'm going to get an exception as no such driver found. Similarly, I can also get an exception on the database, like database not found or table is not there. The problem, the column index is not matched, and for that also we will get an SQL exception type. When such an exception occurs, then object type of SQL exception will be passed to the catch clause. Okay, when you're going to perform any operation within the try block, if one of the statement is being generated as an exception, then the control will be transferred from try block to the catch block. Now, in order to handle appropriate exception, there are different exception methods are been available. The first one is get error code. The get error code is an exception method which is going to get the error number associated with an exception, where exactly the exception is being occurred. Get message. The get message is a method which is used to generate the error message of an error has been occurred. They handled by the driver or a get Oracle error number and message for the database error. Get SQL state. The get SQL state is a method which is going to generate the information about SQL state string. For example, the JDBC driver error, no useful information is written from this method, like that. The print stack trace method. The print stack trace is a method is used to print the current exception or throwable or its backtrace to the standard error stream. Print stack trace with one argument as a print stream object. It's print this throwable and its backtrace to print the stream you specify. These are the different types of exception can be used. Like for example, catch method. I have created an exception as an argument. I created as E. Within an SOP statement, I'll write E.get error code, E.get message, E.get SQL state. I want to see in details. So these are the different methods which are available in SQL exception. In order to establish a connection between application program to the JDBC, okay, we need to import the packages. The import statement tells the Java compiler where to find a clause your reference is your code and are placed at every beginning of the source code. With the help of an import statement, I am going to make use of an all the connections, interface collection or the classes and interfaces. The import.java SQL. The import java.sql package has been used when you want to make use of an all the SQL classes and interface, like example get connection method, driver manager class, for name. Those all are the methods which are belonging to the package called SQL. When you want to perform operation on a big decimal and big integer, then I am going to make use of an java.math type. These are the two import statements are being used to performing an operation with an JDBC. These are the reference which have been referred in the entire slide. The textbook is Albert Stead Java, the complete reference 7th edition, Tata McGrail and Jim Cook, and reference book are Daniel Lang, Stephens and Uttam K. Roy. These are the textbook which are going to be referred. The reference which have been referred in the entire slide. The textbook is Albert Stead Java, the complete reference 7th edition, Tata McGrail and Jim Cook, and reference book are Daniel Lang, Stephens and Uttam K. Roy. These are the textbook which are going to be referred.